Good afternoon and welcome to BizTech's ASEAN Midday Market Watch. Our guest today is Jeff Halley, Senior Market Analyst, Asia Pacific at OANDA. Jeff, good to have you on the show this Tuesday afternoon.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm in stealth mode today because we have a partial power cut here in the house in Jakarta. So apologies to your viewers in advance.
Not a problem. Let's take a look at how markets in the region are performing. We start with the SGX, which is at 3,139.22. It's up 0.5%. Bursa Malaysia is at 1,572. It's up 0.02%. Across the region, we've got the Nikkei, which is up marginally 0.5% at 28,507.72. Shanghai Composite is at 3,553.21. It's up 1.6%. Hang Seng is at 28,770.65. It's up 1.26%. The ASX 200 is at 70,090.7. It's up 0.64%. And the Kospi rounds up the numbers at 3,166.08. It's up 0.69%. Jeff, it's a sea of green across the region, some better than others. What's the reason for this? What's driving this?
Well, we've talked before about how market sentiment is flip-flopping on an intraday, on a daily basis. Yesterday night, the US decided that inflation wasn't a worry, although it was on Friday. Such is the way of the world, and they decided to buy everything. So Wall Street had a very strong session. US yields fell and the dollar fell. And energy prices rose. That's flowed through into Asian markets today. China's outperforming for a number of factors, I believe. They've been pretty quiet over the last week. Generally, they haven't really followed the intraday shenanigans that we've seen around the rest of Asia and other markets across the world. But more officials came out today and said that they would take action against excessive volatility in commodity prices, bullish for Chinese equities. Also, the yuan rose to two-year highs overnight, but there's a rumor going around that the PBOC is on the bid in dollar yuan at 6.4, which is capping the rise of the yuan. Additionally, Morgan Stanley put out a report today.
I think we've lost Jeff Halley, so let me just proceed with just giving a quick overview of Asian markets overall. Now, Singapore economy expanded 1.3% year on year in the first quarter. Now, that's according to official data released this morning. Now, the country's Ministry of Trade and Industry also announced that it would maintain Singapore's GDP growth forecast for 2021 at 4 to 6%. Now, overall, as we've seen, the markets have risen sharply. Now, technology stocks in the Asia Pacific were actually in focus today. That included China's Kaohsiung Technology, whose Hong Kong listed shares plunged more than 8% on this morning, despite announcing a 36.6% jump in its first quarter revenues compared to the same period in 2020. Now, Tencent was up 1.88%, Alibaba edged up 0.49% higher. JD.com, however, shed 5.3%. Now, elsewhere, Japanese conglomerate SoftBank gained 1.25%, while the South Korean chipmaker SK Hynix saw its stock jump more than 2%. Now, overall, as Jeff pointed out just now, the moves came following a bounce in tech stocks. Now, overnight, Alphabet, Facebook, and Microsoft all went up 2%. Now, let's take a look at the currencies and oil. The US dollar index, which tracks the greenback against a basket of its peers, was at 89.769, now lower than levels above 90 seen recently. Japanese yen traded at 108.72 per dollar, stronger than levels around 108.9 against the greenback yesterday. Australian dollar changed hands at 0.7752 following a bounce yesterday from about 0.772. Oil prices were higher this morning because of in early morning trading, with international Brent crude futures up 0.25% at $68.63 per barrel. Now, US crude futures gained 0.18% to $66.17 per barrel. That's it for the ASEAN Midday Market Watch today. I'm Brian Fernandez. Check out www.biztech.asia for business and technology conversations. This video will be on our Facebook and LinkedIn pages, as well as our website, www.biztech.asia. Thanks for tuning in.